Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel. And if you've watched any of my previous videos lately, you've saw that I've done a couple of toolbox tours, not only of the Matco box, but of my Husky 52-inch flat black toolbox. I did a couple of toolbox tours. I did some socket videos from that box, as well as a wrench video from that box, a wrench video from this box, and now we're getting into the sockets, just going a little bit more in depth than I did with my toolbox tours. So starting over here, this is the metric drawer, and this is primarily what I use at the house. The SAE drawer is almost untouched. This was originally supposed to be used for work after I got done with college. This was supplied to me through college and was supposed to be my work box. But then the job I got actually provided me with all the tools I need, so all of my work tools and my home tools are now all at home. So I have a good supply of tools here at the house. So I primarily use metric, hardly any SAE, but I'm just glad that I do have it just in case I do need it. It's funny because at work all I use is SAE and no metric, and here all I use is metric and no SAE. So the metric drawer, it is in blue, just like my other box. Keep everything organized and easy to identify. I use the Ernst Socket Boss rail system for all of my sockets, and you can get these special bit or adapters for the rails that hold ratchets and extensions. This can also be purchased through Tecton. Tecton has their own same setup and everything, and you get that 10% back in rewards on their website. So if you get them through there, you might get a little bit better deal. Each Socket Boss holds 3 rails, and each rail can be removed by pressing a button, sliding it forward. Now you can take this with you and go do your job instead of running back to your box or cart or whatever to grab a socket that you may have forgotten or didn't know you needed. And then it locks into place so it's not going anywhere. And then each socket locks as well. They are the twist lock style, so it's really nice, especially if you're a mobile mechanic. You're good to go. Nothing's going to be thrown around or anything like that. But how I have it organized, I actually have 4 Socket Boss trays here, so 12 rails, and over here is going to be all 1/4 inch, shallow and deep, some more shallow here. I have the Silver Eagle ratchet. Silver Eagle is just not my go-to. Nothing wrong with these ratchets, haven't had any issues with them. They're just not my go-tos. I like my Gear Wrench 120 XPs, 90 tooths, 84 tooths, my Tecton 90 tooths, my Snap-on. So I have a lot of other ratchets that I prefer to use before these Silver Eagles. And then all of these chrome sockets are Silver Eagle as well. And I haven't had any issues with these. A Silver Eagle is supposed to be Matco's, affordable or more affordable lineup of tools. And then I have a couple of swivel or universal joints back there. I have a little extensions, a longer extension, a bit ratchet here, which is really handy for dash work and those tight areas. I have this speed wrench or speed ratchet, whatever you want to call it. I really don't use this. I've had it for a couple years. The only thing I really use this for is spark plugs, and that's obviously only handy on top mounted spark plugs, not on something like my 357. Still really handy for spark plugs, so that's really the only time it ever gets used. Here is Silver Eagle shallow and deep 3/8, and the 1/4 inch actually goes from 4mm to 15mm, which is nice because my other 1/4 inch drive sets only go to 14mm, so having that 15 is pretty handy in 1/4 inch. As far as the 3/8, it goes from 6 to 19 in both shallow and deep. And then I picked up this Harbor Freight set of 12 points because I needed a 3/8 12-point set, and I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on it for something that I was only going to use every once in a while. So I saved myself some money by going that route. As far as the 3/8 impact, I really only use the deep wells. Here at home, I don't use any of the shallows. And I don't have a air compressor right now, so I got rid of my pneumatic impact and I just use cordless. But overall, this is the Matco ADV set, and they're actually really good sockets. They've stood up to everything that I've needed them to, and they've done well. Now I can't give you really any prices on this. I didn't pay for them. I went through the GI Bill through college, so it was all taken care of. But here I actually have the Gear Wrench 1/2 inch drive long extension, and this is actually like a Wobble Plus. You know, a lot of the knockoff Wobble Plus extensions don't have that actual feature to keep the socket locked from wobbling. Well, this one does. It actually has that ridge that holds that socket straight when you don't want that wobble feature, so that's really nice. Other than that, I use Carlisle at work. If you guys know what race team I'm on, that's obviously why we use Carlisle. But they're amazing tools. They work really well, so I decided to pick some up for the house as well. So I have this one and a couple other ratchets throughout my box I'll show you. Other than that, this is my 1/2 inch drive set over here, and really here at home I don't go into this half because I'm not really working on anything that large. So really here at the house, you know, these work tools being used at the house don't get used obviously as often. So even though I don't or haven't had to use them yet, I'm still happy that I do have them, because I'm sure one of these days I'm going to come across a situation where I'm really happy I do. And then that, I have the good old Harbor Freight colorful sockets. They're 1/2 inch drive. I got them because I wanted 12 points just for quick occasions, or those seldom occasions, just like I did with the 3/8. But then I ended up picking up this Matco ADV 12-point 3/8 drive impact socket set, and it goes up to 19, whereas so does the 1/2 inch drive Harbor Freight. So I thought I was saving myself some money by buying these because, well, they were cheap and I didn't need to use them all that often. But after I purchased these, I realized how much I actually do use them, and I'm glad I got this set, especially since 3/8 goes up to 19, and this 1/2 inch drive set only goes up to 19. It would have been nicer if they would have provided more, but not a big deal. But overall, I actually really enjoy these 12-point sockets. And then that over here, I have my universal impact sockets. I primarily use the 10, 13, and 15, and that's roughly it for here at the house. But that's it as far as my metric drawer and how I have it set up and what it contains. And then the SAE is going to be very similar, quite as much because I don't use SAE. Okay, so same setup here. 4 Socket Boss rail systems, 12 rails, 1/4 inch drive. These are all Silver Eagle. A couple spark plug sockets here. 1/4 inch drive, shallow and deep. 3/8 drive, shallow and deep. Got some 12 points here. I have the Carlisle 1/4 inch ratchet and the gear wrench roto head ratchet. I don't use these very often. They are a very handy ratchet to have for certain situations, but I don't use them all that often because the back drag on them just seems so high compared to all my other ratchets. I don't like how stiff they are. That same thing over here, I have the Carlisle 3/8 drive and the roto head ratchet from Gear Wrench in 3/8 as well. Then these are my 3/8 drive SAE impact socket, shallow and deep, and my 1/2 inch drive. Once again, like I said, I don't use SAE here at the house, so they're just waiting for that day that I come across the need to use them here. Other than that, these are some of my favorite sockets, and that is the Gear Wrench magnetic oil drain plug socket set. You get 6 different sockets. You can use it with their pass-through ratchet or your standard 3/8 drive ratchet, and then it has this knurled ring around it, and they're all color coded so you know what socket is what size, and obviously a nice big magnet in there, so when you break loose that drain plug, you can spin it off by hand. Even if this gets covered in oil, you still got grip, and then you can pull it away real quick and it'll hold on to the drain plug. So really nice little set here. Love it. Every time I do an oil change, this is what I use. And then more of the 1/2 inch drive 12-point Harbor Freight sockets. Over here, I have the Gear Wrench 90 tooth ratchets. These are really nice ratchets. I have the 84 tooth, I have the 120 XP, and the 90 tooths are really nice as well. I was kind of confused why they did the 90 tooth because they already had an 84 and a 120 XP. So I don't quite understand why they went the 90 tooth route instead of trying to, do something different. But I'm guessing it's got to be somewhere along the lines of that's what people are looking for right now. Maybe that's what's selling the most are 90 tooth ratchets. So maybe it was really smart for them to do a 90 tooth ratchet. I'm not sure. Either way, they're a really good ratchet. They slimmed down the design compared to their older ratchets as well. So it is a really nice ratchet. And that is the set of 3, and then I have some impact rated Allen and Torx as well. But that is a look at my SAE drawer and how I have it set up and what it contains. Basically the Matco Silver Eagle Chrome and the Matco ADV impact sockets, and then a gear wrench oil drain plug socket set, a couple gear wrench and Carlisle items, and then up here is Carlisle, Silver Eagle, and ADV. So that is my socket setup and what these drawers contain. If you guys have any questions on any of this stuff, if you need a part number for anything, I will do my absolute best to get it for you. Or if you guys have any questions about anything, you want some comparisons done more up close, more information given, please just let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts, and as always, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. See you guys next time.